Hey there, science fans! Today, we're diving into the amazing world of protein synthesis. It's a process that's happening inside you right now. But first, what are proteins anyway? Imagine tiny building blocks that make up everything in your body. That's what proteins are. Proteins are essential for almost everything our bodies do. They help us digest food, fight infections, and even think. Proteins are made up of tiny building blocks called amino acids. Our bodies can make thousands of different proteins using just 20 amino acids. This process of making proteins is called protein synthesis, and it all starts with DNA. DNA is the instruction manual for building proteins. It contains all the information our cells need to make proteins. This information is stored in the sequence of nucleotides. DNA is in the nucleus, but protein synthesis happens in the cytoplasm. How does DNA information get there? That's where transcription comes in. mRNA carries a copy of DNA instructions to the cytoplasm. Now that the mRNA has arrived in the cytoplasm with the protein-building instructions, it's time for translation. Translation is the process of turning the instructions encoded in mRNA into a chain of amino acids, which will eventually become a protein. This process takes place in the ribosomes, which are like tiny protein factories within the cytoplasm. Ribosomes read the mRNA instructions 3 nucleotides at a time. Each 3 nucleotide sequence, called a codon, codes for a specific amino acid. It's like a secret code. The ribosome reads the codon and calls for the corresponding amino acid. Another molecule called transfer RNA, or tRNA, acts like a delivery truck, bringing the correct amino acids to the ribosome. As the ribosome moves along the mRNA, it links the amino acids together in the order specified by the codons. This creates a growing chain of amino acids, like beads on a string. Section 4. Proteins in action. From hair to hormones. Once the chain of amino acids is complete, it folds into a specific 3-dimensional shape. This shape is crucial because it determines the protein's function. Think of it like a key fitting into a lock. The shape of the protein must be just right for it to do its job. And proteins have a lot of jobs. They help us digest food by breaking down large molecules into smaller ones. They transport oxygen throughout our bodies. They fight off infections by recognizing and destroying harmful invaders. Proteins even play a vital role in cell communication. Hormones, for example, are proteins that act as chemical messengers, carrying signals from one part of the body to another. Without proteins, our bodies simply couldn't function. They're the workhorses of our cells, carrying out all sorts of essential tasks that keep us alive and kicking. Section 5. Protein synthesis. A fundamental process for life. From building our cells to fighting off disease, protein synthesis is essential for all living organisms. It's a complex process that involves multiple steps, from transcribing DNA in the nucleus to translating mRNA into amino acid chains in the ribosomes. Understanding how protein synthesis works is crucial for understanding life itself. It helps us understand how our bodies grow and develop, how we inherit traits from our parents, and even how diseases develop when protein synthesis goes wrong. It's a reminder that even though we might seem complex, we're all made up of the same basic building blocks. and these building blocks are constantly being assembled, broken down, and reassembled through the amazing process of protein synthesis.